I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Welcome to Flint Town. 810, Flint Town. Flint City, Flint Town.
This is Admire to Inspire. I'm your host, Primetime Whitby, and I'm back. Of course. I'm going to keep coming consistent. I'm with the living legend. You got to give him his roses while you're here, right? Alright, check this out.
Flint has that hardcore, truthful rap.
Don't hate the player, hater, hate the game. You know who I am and all my thugs know my name. Who am I? The B-double-O-T-L-E-G. Rap name, Bootleg, street name, calling my name. All that talking that you doing, that ain't nothing. Being there, breathe from Flint. Ain't no future in no front. We gon' get that now. Flint Town.
I got a problem, I got some issues, and that's why I'm playing Russian roulette with two pistols. You don't know what I've been through, they tell me I'm mental. I curse at people for nothing, I'm angry and resentful. I got a problem, I got a problem, and it won't go away.
Admiring to Inspire, baby, PT, and I'm with my uncle. No, literally, my uncle. My baby, Bootleg in the building.
How you doing?
Head honcho. If we're going to get started, let's just get started right.
I'm with you.
We're going to take it from the beginning. Talk a little bit about your upbringing, the childhood part of it. Let's talk before music.
I'm with you. I mean, you know, I grew up, man, average, you know, household, middle class household, man. Growing up, you know, born and raised here in Flint, Michigan. Jamison Street, you know, my early days. And then, you know, moved on from there to Genesee Street and to Taylor Street, man. I was an average kid, average grades, you know.
So what did that involve? Like what was some of the shit you did then that you had to, that was your fun? Basically, how did
back
you have
then,
fun?
you know, it was a different world, man. You know, back me growing up, man, I grew up, it was kind of simple, man. It was a simple time. It was way before the internet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ancient old, but I'm older than the average, you know. It was back before all that, you know. So back then, when I was growing up, you had to communicate in person, you know. You know, we had house phones. It wasn't no big cell phone thing, so we had to
Street
get out.
lights to know when you had to get home.
You know the story, right?
The one lady on the porch that made sure everybody ran home. Okay.
the neighborhood mama. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we wrote notes, man, and we was the, you know, typical young kids, man, ghetto kids, you know.
Simple.
Yeah. It was a simple time.
Talk a little bit about when did things start to change though? Like when did you first start to realize, like, shit, I'm not that son. I'm not that dude that would have to get home at the street. Like, I'm not that dude.
You know, that was early in my teenage years. You know, I was you know, I was a lot more advanced, I would say, you know, than the average typical teenager, man. By the time I was 12, 13, I was driving cars. By the time I was 12, renting fiend cars and driving them by 12, 13. I was driving them out of state. I wasn't just driving them in the neighborhood. I was driving, you know, to Indiana.
And I think that's where I was trying to go with it. Like, where... When was that moment you realized, like, shit, mama don't gotta know about this?
Yeah, I mean, young. I mean, by the time I was 11, like I say, 11, 12 years old, I was off the porch.
And you was already introduced to that?
Yeah, I was gone. I was traveling out of town, selling rocks and everything by the time I was 12, 13. Yeah. I was already buying my own clothes and stuff by the time I was 14. I was...
So when the fuck was you like, alright, I'm alright?
Rap came to me, you got to think, you know, when I was, you know, a young guy, 12, 13, that's when Crush Groove, Beat Streets, the movies came out.
Okay.
So first I fell in love with the imagery of it, you know, the graffiti, the breakdancing, the Puma nylon sweatsuits with the suede
breaking
Pumas,
the rules,
the
basically.
fat laces. Yeah,
that's what I get.
Yeah. Back then, I was just, the culture of music fascinated me before I started rapping. You know what I mean? And just seeing the whole imagery, the clothes and the look and everything. I was fascinated with it all, not just the rapping part of it. I liked it, the imagery and the.
So at what point was you just like, this shit working?
The music.
Mama, I can say anything and they listening.
My neighborhood, you know, snapped me first. I was rapping for just my neighborhood and my neighbors and friends. I rapped everywhere at school, in junior high. I rapped for my grades and class. I rapped everywhere you saw me. I rapped. And everybody porch I went on, I rapped. Every mama birthday party I went to, cousins, I rapped everywhere. So, you know, my name, I got the popularity and being known for rap real early.
from the neighborhood.
Yeah, my neighborhood.
And is that how the shit started, like the Dayton family? Like,
yeah, they
is that how it was, just hearing you say that, like that's something I even never knew. Like just hearing you say that, like okay, I was just rapping in the hood, like is that where it originated? Like
Dayton family.
Shit, we just gonna call ourselves shit.
No, my brother Eric and Shoestring brother Tyrese were friends. They, had a conversation about who brother was the better rapper. And Tyrese said String can get me, and he said I can get String, and they brought us together on Taylor Street. We battled, and after we battle rap, everybody that was out there said y'all should do something together, and that's how the Dayton family started, from people just telling us we should get together.
Just blew my mind. That shit going on. So basically, it was what hip hop was back then. When it come to it, it was all competition at that point, and that's so. How did y'all was like, okay, this how I had the battle dog here, but I want him on my group.
Yeah, after we did that, you got to keep in mind at the time we had this battle, Shoestring was already familiar with the studio. I had never been to a recording studio.
Oh, so you was just straight street rap.
Yeah, Shoestring was already formerly had songs, and he knew how to produce beats, he do hooks, and he knew about bars and everything back then. I didn't know nothing about writing in bars and none of that. I was just a rapper. I had stacks of raps, and I not formatted, not in bars, none of that. And String turned me on to that. First few times he came to get me to go to the studio, I hid. I didn't want to go. I was just, man, I don't know about no damn studio shit. So he was relentless. He came over my house every day. Then he started involving my mama, and telling my mama, look, we got to get him to go to the studio.
And you know what's crazy about that whole little scenario is that when I go through your catalog, and I had to listen to everything from back then to now, like to literally get ready for this interview. When I go to your catalog, I see a person that won't leave. What I hear is like a person that won't leave the studio.
Me? Early on, it wasn't that way. Early on, I really didn't care for the studio. And early on, I didn't like my voice. I didn't like my voice.
That's crazy. I pick up that you don't leave the studio. Like,
nah, String was that. String was the 24/7. String brought me the concepts. String brought me the beats. I was the one that was in and out, ready to go. I wanted to get back in the streets. I wanted to come to the studio for a few. I'm gone. String, the one that stayed in there and finalized it and was meticulous about making sure everything was lined up.
Okay,
yeah.
You was trying.
I come in there. That was my part. Okay, there you go. I'm gone. Like that. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about fast living though. Just I'm glad you brought that up. Talk a little bit about fast living. Like, was that ever a hiccup for you? Like,
I did. I made fast living look easy. You know what I'm saying? I was fast, man. You got to keep in mind. Yeah, I'm off the porch though at 12, 13. So I knew everybody, this whole city. Back then in the early 90s, it was like 300,000 people in Flint compared to the 70,000 now. So it was hundreds of thousands more people here. So we had a way bigger audience. That's what a lot of guys...
But even with that shit though, like, okay, we got lesser people now, right?
Yeah.
So, but we got lesser people, but we in an era where you can reach more people than you can
through the
ever
social
have
media.
Reach.
But
so is it something that if you had this tool
we had
in your time,
it would have been crazy.
What the fuck?
You got to keep in mind too. You got to keep in mind we didn't have the digital cell phone like either. That's why you don't see a whole lot of pictures from our era. That's why a lot of the new guys that's in the music don't know about the past of the Dayton family. We had a way bigger, following than they have.
MC Bree.
MC Bree, my man, pioneer, jumped it off, set the tone for the whole city. I remember hearing it for the first time when I heard that No Future the first time. I remember the first time.
No Future in your front, right?
Yeah, the original. The first time I heard it, I'm going crazy. I'm young. I'm 13, 14. I'm going crazy.
You 13, fucking 14, No Future in your front?
Yeah, when original.
13.
Yeah.
When no Future in your front,
yeah,
the original. 13, 14.
Yeah, the original No Future, man. That was early 90s. Yeah.
That is something I never knew. That I thought you was like a grown man.
I was young. We was young. We was teenagers when No Future came. Yeah, man. We were teenagers. Yeah, and geeked up. When that shit came on, man.
I see the documentary first. Let's do it the right way. Let's talk about the documentary first.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you want to tell me about the documentary.
Well, it was a long time overdue. You know what I'm saying? Paying homage is something that we all should do. That's how you keep the culture alive.
And that's why we're here today. Because my man Sis Rose is why he's here, because he is definitely a pioneer in this Flint shit. Flint music is taking off, but I don't think it would never be at the level it's at today if we didn't have my man's here to pave that motherfucking way.
Appreciate it. Definitely. So that's what it was for me. It wasn't about money or anything like that for me. When Tasha Bree's wife hit me and said they wanted us to be involved, it's no brainer. I'm gonna pay homage to him.
Do that.
Yeah, definitely.
So all right, we talked about the MC Bree documentary. You gave us what you can give us, but I want to know some shit that wasn't said on there.
In the trailer?
That
wasn't
the whole documentary. I want something that you had to keep quiet. Like, Bree was a motherfucker with this. I want to know. Give me a.
I can tell you something that we didn't dive too deep into, but we didn't hide from it. The drug using on me and his part. A lot of extreme drug using that we didn't dive too deep in there because it wasn't about exposing nobody history or they they demons. It was to celebrate life.
I don't even have none of that type of stuff in my log. I don't even want to touch on that type of stuff because what I want to do is make sure that this interview highlight, just like you said for Brie, I want to make sure that this interview highlights you for specific reasons, not the demons you was fighting. What I was asking was it like a fun story that don't necessarily, and I understand because shit, I do this, I do what I do every day, all day. So something that doesn't involve that you was just like, this is my man. It's like a fun story.
Every time we got together, it was fun. It was never a dull moment. Period.
Okay.
When I went to Atlanta, when I remixed the No Future and did part 2, we shot the video in Atlanta. Where Bree was living at the time, so that Bree knew that whole city. So he showed us so much a beautiful time when we was out there. We actually got in his film. We did the movie Dollar while we was out in Atlanta shooting my No Future in front and video.
Mm-hmm.
So Bree showed us a good time, and we every time I was around him, man, it was just all fun, party hard.
Talk a little bit about just, you talk about that life, but just being on the go, never sitting still at home, having to do this and talk a little bit about that life. How was it?
It was fun, man, exhilarating. I love moving fast.
But it was a grind, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was young and I didn't even consider it a grind. It was kind of more like just being naturally having fun. I was making money and having fun, so it just seemed like the regular thing to do. It didn't feel extraordinary or out of the ordinary.
So I don't know if you know, but my man's, shout out my brother Mike, RMC Mike, my man's Mike and Rio, putting it on for Flint right now. Mm-hmm. Real big in Flint right now.
Yeah.
And I was just watching a No Jumper interview, and they was just talking about how that when he came home, he got off probation, and he couldn't leave the house. Mm-hmm. How that he literally did a video in his tub because he wanted a different scenery. Like he literally did a video in his, he had to move around in his house to make it look like
creative,
it was different. But it's still a grind. But he talked about how fun it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I can relate to that. Being creative, man. You got to do what you got to do. When you
in your fucking tub.
Yeah, I mean, whatever in the bathroom, whatever you got to do, you're gonna make it happen. If you really want to.
That nigga was in his tub, standing up, rapping.
Yeah, well, there's a will, there's a way. So, definitely.
If the man above said, "Hey, somebody want to talk to you, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes with MC Bree," what would you say?
Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Take it serious, I guess, the warnings, when it comes to the health. Shit, don't stop grinding, keep balling, do it big,
You seem like you done grew so much.
Yeah, huh? Man, in my younger days, I'm gonna put it to you, this younger days, it wasn't too much I didn't do. I mean, I did everything. I did shit that could have put me away for a long time. I did things that I've done a little bit of everything from A to Z, to be honest with you. That's why, some people know me. You can talk to some people and they wouldn't believe I'm positive.
So when did you realize, like, shit, that shit hard?
Oh, I've been rough.
They don't hear me.
No, I wasn't.
They listening to me.
When I was young, everywhere you went, you knew about me. If you brought up rap music in Flint.
So why Boosie shout out Dayton family a lot? I ain't even got that in there. I should ask you that.
Yeah, I mean,
why Boosie always say that?
You got to keep in mind, we moved around. Dayton family was international. Our music was everywhere. You know, so a lot of the rappers that these guys look up to, they looked up to us.
So what made y'all so fucking different though? Because it was the hood.
It was
shit.
original and it was truthful.
That's what I was gonna say. It was the hood shit. You literally
we didn't sugarcoat.
You was living everything you was talking about.
We didn't sugarcoat nothing. We was the first group to talk about shooting cocaine on records, uncut. We didn't cut it. Other groups talked about it. You know, in the with you know.
So get deep in that. Talk about how what was some of the shit that you did that motherfuckers weren't even gonna even speak to say.
Yeah,
like not that you did, but some of the shit you did on record that you said on record.
Fuck the FBI, tooting cocaine, killing the way we talked about it. We talked about the shit the way Flint was really doing it. You know what I mean? And we at the time we was making the music, we was going through the situations. We were really living it. It was we'd wake up and have an incident and go make a song about it. And it ain't no truth to that because we ain't never broke up. We still brothers to this day. I talked to String yesterday. You know, me, Matt, and String gonna be brothers forever because our lives are so intertwined. We got 30-something year friendship. We've been friends since we was in junior high school.
That's different. That's different from what you can call it. That's bloodline. This people you don't even.
Definitely. We got a history, man. We ain't got to talk for 6-7 months.
A lot of shit been going on Instagram. I'm an avid user of Instagram, and I fucking love it. But the versus battles.
Mm-hmm.
TDF, top authority.
Yeah. What can I say? I mean, I'm always gonna say Dayton family over anything, anybody.
TDF, top authority.
They're my brothers, man. You know, we grown. We talk. I hit Gun up about it. Gun with it. Gun.
Y'all really gonna try to do something?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about doing it. You know, like I say, man, you know.
Admire to inspire the exclusive. This is your host, Prime Time Whippy, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. We talk.
Timberland and Swiss Beats and them got their own shit, but this is what we want to hear. Some hood, some Flint shit.
We brothers, man. Them our brothers, man. Flex and Gun, man. Them my brothers. Man, String love them boys. They love us, man. So, you know, we'd do it. It'd be fun as fuck. I mean, you know, it wouldn't be no.
How would y'all do it? How would the setting be? Like, what would y'all? Because off of the Jeezy and Gucci shit, the tensions is set high on that shit. Like shit,
yeah.
You gotta be willing to put up with a lot of shit to sit and battle somebody at this point.
You know, that's why TA and Dayton family, we wouldn't disrespect each other. We respect each other too much to do that. We wouldn't be on there talking about killing each other.
But you know the people want to hear that shit.
Yeah, but people love to hear you destroy each other. People love to hear brothers destroy each other. We would never try to destroy each other. We'll go on there and make some good music and play some good music for y'all though. And you'll get some good laughs because we some silly motherfuckers and we'll be together. You're going to laugh your ass off. That's what you're going to do more than, it being violent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to talk some shit to each other. Definitely. We can have some fun with it, man. Shit, we can bring in some, we can do some, combinations of battles. Jake the Flake coming in battling with somebody.
You would turn that bitch into a show.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
It wouldn't be a versus.
Nah, it'd be like a professional fight.
I want to shout out my sponsor post too. Hey, if you don't know, this is what you do. You're supposed to jump crispy. I'm jumping crispy with the purple, the lavender. I'm on whatever you want to call it. I'm coming how I'm supposed to come because I'm supposed to.
That's right.
Shout out Stan Joe. If you don't know Stan Joe, get with him. So you at the top, like as far as Michigan rap goes, you're at the top. How do you separate real life from BT, from being on the source, from where do it disconnect?
I mean, early on it was kind of difficult, because it was kind of hard to separate Bootleg from Ira. Back when I was younger, it was just like a persona that I lived. It was like taking a movie role and you were stuck in it, especially when I was living here. When I was in Flint, everywhere I went, I was more Bootleg than Ira.
Saying that, did you move or something?
Yeah. I moved to Ann Arbor when I started, I wanted to raise my sons in a better school district, and I wanted them to have an opportunity to avoid the violence that I lived through. And and all the issues of that, I felt like they deserved that.
That comes with growing pains.
Yeah, definitely. I never intended for rap to be, my primary thing. You know what I mean? I never saw a career in rap. I rap because it was in my heart. I guess that's what made me you know, as good as I was at it because it was just genuine. It wasn't for a check. I didn't say, you know, I'm a rap because you can make money rapping, or you can. I rap because I love to do it. I love to see what the words make people happy. And you know, and then sometimes I laugh and I think about this. I said, you know, for 30 years I made a living selling words. Everybody got words in their body, and you can speak just like me. You can say the same things. People bought my.
So I think what I was trying to ask is, I want to talk about the growing, and you mentioned your sons, and that's literally where I'm going.
With my kids, man, I tell them I done fell in every pothole you can possibly fall in. So all I can do is tell you where the potholes are. We driving on the same road, the pothole is right there. So now you know how to go around it if you choose to. But if you want to, you know, run in the pothole yourself and learn, then take your car up. And then you can fix it and then you will learn. You know, but all I can do is tell you the potholes are here. The pothole is there.
So how do you talk to me about the father talk though? How do you like, all right, I told you there was a fucking pothole there.
Yeah, if they fall in it, and there's one that I told them who was there, oh man, I'm gonna just let them know. Okay, now how did it feel? What did you learn? I mean, where the growth at? As long as you grow, I don't knock them. I don't knock none of my kids for making mistakes because I made every mistake you can possibly make. That's what made me the person I am today, though. The mistakes. So making a mistake is where the growth comes. You can't grow if you don't do nothing wrong or don't. You know, you got to fuck up a little bit to grow. So you know, when they make the mistakes, man, I just say grow from it. What did you learn? And let's keep moving. I don't hold it against them. Let's go.
Malik getting out for the first time. What was it like?
I was great, man. I went and picked him up.
That was your son.
Yeah, man. You know, like I say, man, going to the penitentiary, man.
That's somewhere you don't want them to be.
No.
So
never.
what I'm asking
but
is
if they go and they there, then at least learn. What did it do?
What do you think he learned in there?
Oh man, I'm going to the penitentiary.
After that first talk, like, okay, at least he picked this up.
Yeah, no. As far as it relates to Leak, man, Leak had to learn for himself. He was like me. You couldn't tell me shit. I had to go.
I see a lot of you.
Yeah, I had to go. Sometimes you got to learn by living it and doing it, and you know, and penitentiary make you a strong person. If you come out on the other end,
or a smart one.
Yeah, both. I mean, you got to.
I done met some of the strongest minds coming out there.
Definitely. Oh man, listen.
They don't know nothing but how to get money. They done sat down long enough. They got a plan.
Let me tell you something, man. A guy, if you deal with a person that went to the penitentiary and used his time, he didn't let the time do him. He did the time. Then this man, he's powerful mentally. Come home, man, and show you everything about survival, man. The guy from penitentiary can do anything.
Well, while we're speaking up on kids,
yeah,
I hope I'm not pushing no buttons, and I don't want to push no buttons.
I'm supposed to push buttons.
But
push the buttons.
I want to talk a little bit about Ray.
Mm-hmm.
With the Migos. Well, I don't know him.
Yeah, it was funny.
I haven't seen them.
I'll tell you some funny stories about that with Ray. Ray was sending me music with, you know, him and the Migos, man, way before they was out. And I hated this
way
shit.
Before the Migos was out.
With them guys, way before they was popular, man. And he was sending me, he was telling me, Pops, you got to do something with these dudes. These dudes finna be big.
Did he?
Yeah. They finna be big.
And what the fuck you say?
Man, them motherfuckers can't rap.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with it. Yeah, he said.
Oh my God.
You know?
Okay. Weirdest shit I know about you. The weirdest shit. If you know me, I don't fuck with animals, and if you ask Miss Cat, I don't do, you know, Ginger, I don't do cats, I don't do dogs, I don't do fucking squirrels. My cousin is terrified of squirrels, and I'm just as terrified. Why are you so in love with snakes?
That was a young thing for me. I ain't had one since I was young dude. Actually, the last snake I had, the motherfucker got so big, it escaped. So
how do a snake get so fucking big it escapes?
I had it in there, man. It got so big, it knocked the tops off. It was popping the top off with his head. And I came home from the club one night. It was out. And let's keep in mind, this time, bitch had to be about 12 feet long. So it was so big. So when I saw the cage was empty.
Real deal slime.
Yeah, I saw the cage was empty, and guess what I did? That was the last day I had it. I called the dude I got it from. I said, "Listen, man, this motherfucker out of my house. Come to my house, and you can have it back for free. Just come get it."
So where did the fascination start from?
Just because it was something exotic.
You irritated. You would have got a line if you
Yeah,
could.
I could have. Just because I know.
But from what I know or from what I hear, that you was like, nah, it was snakes or nothing.
Yeah, I kept
it was nah. He was really addicted to snakes.
When I was young, because I like
What was it about the snake that draw you to that animalistic?
No, when I saw it, I just knew people didn't have it. At this time, I was like, oh, ain't nobody got one of them. You know, white people was into snakes. Black people weren't fucking with snakes. So when I saw it, I got it. I had a bull python, big as hell. But the bigger it got, the more afraid of it I became. I didn't want to fuck with it. I didn't want to touch it no more.
Oh, so was you wasn't hands on with them?
When they were small.
You funny.
That motherfucker got big. It wasn't fun to pick it up. That motherfucker was big enough to wrap you up. You know.
So what we gonna do is we got the MC Bree documentary. Talk a little bit about that. I want you to give us some details on that.
Yeah, that's going to debut at the Detroit Film Festival from the 2nd to the 6th.
Why not down here at the Capitol Theater?
No, we you know, the pandemic kind of fucked us up because I was going to rent a movie theater and just do it for free. You know what I mean? Just let the screening of it down here for free. So we still working on that. So it's still a possibility we can get the movies here at Showcase Cinema, and then we just going to do it for the city for free.
Well, is it anything that I haven't, that you wish I would have asked the question upon, but I didn't ask it? And is it anything that you wish you could like just say to people like, shit?
We covered a lot of ground, man. You know, I feel like we covered a lot of ground. If I had to say anything, I'd just say, you know, let's get back to supporting each other, man. Stop all the senseless killing each other and that shit, and stop using music as a way to be divisive and everything in the competition. Everything ain't gotta be me versus you or me challenge you. Who the best? It's enough room to be more than one king in the city, and it's enough room for it to be more than one good rapper in the city. That's what I mean. You know, when I say, you know, versus, like the battles is like this. You know, it's something we plan to be. It ain't pitting each other against each other in a negative way. I'm saying that if we're going to have friendly competition, that's always healthy. I support that. Competing is healthy. But when it become, I got to kill you or murder you to be good, then that's bullshit. That's negative. That's not what I'm talking about. That's the verses I'm talking about. When I say versus each other, keep it in a constructive, positive way.
What can we expect from Bootleg coming in this near future?
Man, you can always
You're a grown man now. You got kids, you got grandkids.
Yeah, definitely.
You got how many grandkids you got?
Yeah, man, you're gonna make me count my fingers. I say, yeah, it's beautiful to be able to grow old. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling.
And that's what I want you to tell them.
Yeah, it's a beautiful feeling. There's nothing wrong with growing old.
It's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with living your life in
a positive way.
That dying early shit, that being killed, trying to be that man, and you putting a target on your back. Like, it's nothing wrong with
I'm gonna say this too. It's impossible to be an entertainer or a rap star. One second, let me get this off. It's impossible to be a rap star and a street nigga at the same time. Because you're gonna run into problems. Ain't no way you're gonna be a public figure and a street nigga at the same time.
So what separates First Take? What was the name of your first tape?
Ever?
Ever.
Oh shit, man! You going
first fucking tape ever. What was the name of the first tape?
What's on my mind was like the first international.
What separates What's on My Mind from the nigga sitting here today?
Growth, man, maturity. I was a teenager back then. I didn't understand nothing about no laws. I didn't respect nothing or nobody back then. It was all me over fuck everything. It's me. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care what the law, where I gotta go, what it costs me, the consequences. I didn't understand none of that. I don't give a fuck. What we do. Let's do it. If it sounds fun, let's do it.
All right. There you have it. Anything else we need to let off with the people?
God is good.
This is Admire to Inspire. I'm your host, Prime Time Whipping.
Flint, Michigan.
Welcome to Flint.